One of the things we do, we hope to make a difference in the kingdom through the lives of our children, our teachers, parents. Everyone is part of this story. Everyone's part of this family. And one story that comes to mind as far as just kind of a transformational difference, there's a student named Jared. And actually at this point in time, I was on the school board and we had a decision put before us. Should we let this kid who's been a troublemaker, who doesn't get good grades, his home life is a mess, one, are we going to expel this kid? Or two, are we going to even let him go on this mission trip? This mission trip was to Ireland, of all places. And Jared goes to Ireland with his senior class like we do every year. And Jared comes back on fire for Jesus Christ. And this is a kid that may or may not have almost gotten to the finish line. And by the way, he did. He graduated. And not only that, he went on to continue to serving youth in many different ways, went on mission trips himself, ends up working for many years at Youth for Christ here locally in Greeley, Colorado, making a difference, pouring back in the lives of kids that were like him, that may not have been best in academics, may not have been the greatest on the football field or the basketball court, but the love of the teachers that were pouring into his life, and he'll tell you this now as he looks back on it, made the difference. He remembers those lessons even when he rebelled against the lesson. He remembers that love, that care, the coming around side of an arm around him that made all the difference. And he's got a chance to pay that forward when he was serving in ministry at Youth for Christ and other places, making a difference for the kingdom through the power of the gospel. That's one story that comes to my mind. Another story that's near and dear to my heart is my friend Jeremiah. He started coming to Day Spring when he was in kindergarten, the year I started at a school. And his mom, Tiffany, is wanted her child to have a Christian education. Jeremiah's dad passed at an early age of cancer. And, essentially, Jeremiah is somewhat of an orphan, doesn't have a dad. Tiffany's definitely a widow. And they struggled and they scraped, and through our variable tuition assistance, we are able to keep Jeremiah in our school, depending on all the financial circumstances through those years of elementary. And when he got to middle school, we gave him one of our opportunity scholarships. Opportunity scholarships are scholarships for kids that cannot afford to come to school. These are the kids that are going to be on free and reduced lunch, just like myself when I was growing up. I had that ticket that I got for my lunch card that was a free and reduced lunch. I wanted to create a space here at this school where kids that would not have had an opportunity to come would have an opportunity to get a Christian education. And we're thankful for our donors and our sponsors that make that all possible. Now Jeremiah, fast forward junior year, last year, he's diagnosed with the same sarcoma cancer, bone cancer that his dad died from. He's been getting tests for this most of his teenage life. I did not know this. And he comes down with this cancer. He has to have part of his arm bone removed, and his class and this school rally around him in community for Jeremiah, love on him, and he has to do the daily battle of the chemo, the radiation, the surgeries, to the point like he loves baseball. And he wanted to play baseball, but he didn't get a chance to do it. And he comes back from that. The team comes around him. The school comes around him. Jeremiah is going to graduate this year in May, Lord willing. And he's just one of these stories. He's a loving man. He loves Jesus. He loves his friends. And I just love the fact that his classes came around him. His mom, Tiffany, has just been one of our biggest cheerleaders. And that is what makes, I would call, the Day Spring difference. And we have come alongside families. They pour back into us. And just like, the scripture says, it is more blessed to give than receive. But I would tell you, I personally received back 100-fold from this family. It makes my day to day and our teachers' day to day and our staff's day to day all the difference when you can see a Jeremiah and the difference that we don't even know what he may make in the future because he hasn't graduated yet, but just the difference he's made in our community and culture. That's one of the stories that comes to mind.